What's up, guys? This is Dadbod Gaming. We are about ready to start the Ice Water Challenge. This is another forum challenge that is called the Ice Water Challenge. We are making our teams up of hitters that have clutch rating higher than 93, so it has to be a clutch rating of 94 or above. And the pitchers must have a clutch rating of less than 70, so 69 and below. So, therefore, the Ice Water in the Veins Challenge, or the Ice Water Challenge. So we're waiting for Big and Ugly. He is the forum winner, and we're waiting for him to get his squad ready. I think he filtered wrong. He had some pitchers that had some clutch ratings higher than 70. So he's just getting his squad ready. But right now we can go over my squad. Getting pitchers was a little bit harder. The hitters is not that difficult, but getting some pitchers with clutch ratings less than 70 was kind of hard. We had some that were close that I wish we could have used. Tiant, he's I think 73. Seaver was at 71, I think. So they were close, but Blue would have been great, but he's at 73. So there's a few that really would have been nice to have in there, but we had to end up going with Saberhagen. Saberhagen, he's got a clutch rating of 58. This was kind of a nice surprise. Hershiser has a clutch of 64. I love 99. Hirsch is my favorite card. He's my favorite pitcher at least. So that was really cool to see that the 93 version was less than 70 clutch, at least for this challenge. That was cool. McDowell, he has a clutch rating of 54. I've never used him before, so we'll see what he's like. And then we had to go into the golds. There just wasn't anyone available higher than that, at least that I had. Gahara, he's got a clutch rating of 69. He's got good velocity, so I think he's be okay as a lefty. And then Paxton, I like him. His gold card is still pretty good. Clutch rating of 64. In the pen, Pat Neshek, actually one of my favorite all-time cards as a reliever. This 89 Neshek is just great. If you can get him in Battle Royale, he's a 12-0 winner for you. I have ridden this 89 Neshek to 12-0. I think 4 times. I've gone 12-0 6 times, and I think he's been on my team for 4 of them. He's just such a good card. A lot of guys have trouble facing him, so I was glad to see that he fits into the mold for this one. Let's see. I've got Davinsky. He's got a clutch of 43. Justin Wilson, clutch of 69. Rosenthal is 63. Drew Storen, 69. Doolittle. I was surprised by this. The Diamond Doolittle is his 59 clutch, and then of course Betances. We know why he got downgraded to gold, because his clutch was so bad. Okay, I am checking out the squad for my opponent really quick, and then we should be starting in just a minute. We'll go over the hitters too. Okay, he's making a couple last minute adjustments. As far as the lineup goes, so the hitters need to have clutch of 94 or higher. So we've got Lou Brock is going to be leading off in left field. Trout, I'll go through each one too. So Brock has 98. Trout is in right with 94. He just made the cut. Brett is going to be at third. Beltran is in center. Any of these postseason cards, by the way, they're almost all going to have high clutch just because they get a postseason card because they perform so well in the postseason. Altuve, 98. This postseason Pablo, 99. I think this is the postseason Cal. Yep, 95. So he is going to be playing at shortstop for us. And then the postseason catcher is Perez. He's the only catcher actually that fits into this challenge. Every other catcher I think had a clutch of it lower 92 or lower. And then on the bench we've got Daniel Murphy. He's another postseason card. Bichette, another postseason card. Mookie is just the Live Series card, but he's got a high clutch. Same with the Arenado Live Series card, and then Schwarber is the postseason card with high clutch. So he is getting his lineup set, and we should be into the gameplay pretty soon. I'm going to go ahead and send him the challenge. Trying to decide if I wanted to go with All-Star or Hall of Fame. I think because the pitching is going to be a little bit not quite as good as the hitting, we're going to go with Hall of Fame. All right, I think we're going to go with my old standby. I just like hitting in Cincinnati. All right, big and ugly, good luck in the Show Nation Forum Ice Water Challenge. He has Lou Brock, Justin Turner, Beltran, 99 Griffey, Edgar, Nolan. He's got Salvi and Didi, and he's pitching with Catfish. And I've got Hershiser on the mound. We've already gone through my lineup. I love having Hershiser on the mound. This should be fun. I'll do a little bit of commentary on here. It might not do a whole lot, but I'll come in every once in a while. 21-6. What have I got myself into? I need to start making these forum challenges so that not the really good players end up winning these. Oh, by the way, the forum challenge, what was it? It was what is my favorite band? And so I didn't give any clues. Everyone had to guess what my favorite band was, and my favorite band is the Dave Matthews Band. So a lot of other good guesses. Metallica at some point early on would have been would have been a good answer. Pearl Jam, Tool at one point I was a big fan of. But now that I'm older, now that I'm a dad and a little bit more refined in my taste, I guess, it's Dave Matthews.
We'll be in the 80s later this afternoon, but for now, 79 degrees at first pitch. Looks like he swung it underwater that time.
I love this Hershiser card. One of these days, I'm going to put together a how-to video, and it's going to be how to pitch with certain pitchers. And Hershiser is going to be one of them. How to pitch with 99 Hershiser. Oh, you got to go. Oh, no. Sandoval. So slow. All right. I may have to just concede the stolen base here. He's so fast. But yeah, with Hershiser, actually with any of his cards, he's got such good movement on all of his pitches. You really just want to throw balls that are not actually strikes. Like here, you see on all of my pitches, I am not trying to throw strikes. I'm trying to throw pitches that look like they're strikes. Here's a curveball right here. You can see it looks like it's going to start at the top of the zone, and it breaks all the way down. Did he go? Oh, no. Same with this sinker. This sinker looks like it's going to be on the high inside corner, and it's just going to come right on inside. He laid off it. Really good. Okay, I'm going to have to try and freeze him now with one on the outside. Hit it. Oh. Good eye.
First and second now with nobody out. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Carlos Beltran stands in as he looks at a called strike.
And of course, it's not good with these guys that don't have good clutch because they actually perform worse when there's men on base. I don't like that pitch.
Bluff back to second as he'll just hold on to it.
The cutter is a really, really good pitch for Hershiser until there's men on base. As soon as men get on base, that cutter it flattens out. Normally, it's going to have some. I just clicked on the cutter. Normally, it's got some good horizontal movement from right to left, but you can see right here, it just looks like a changeup basically. It's just not a useful pitch when men are on base. So I am going to throw the changeup here and hopefully get him to roll over on it. Okay, here we go. Another really good pitch. Probably the best pitch with Hershiser is the sinker. And if you can make that sinker look like it's going inside, oh, get him. Oh. All right, I got to stop talking.
With runners in scoring position, Edgar Martinez, and he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. First pitch sinker misses in on the hands that time. It's a ball and no strikes. And he swings on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Looked like he was on that one, but it's 1-2. With 2 strikes now and a runner at first, do you go for the strikeout or are you still looking for the double play ball?
Well, Matt, I think a lot of that depends on the type of pitcher that you are. If you're a power pitcher, you can go ahead and ride a fastball up in the zone. But if you're a guy that induces a lot of ground balls with a sinker, I think you have to stick with that plan.
sinker. 3-2 now. Nolan Arenado is on deck. And this is swung on and missed. Oh, a huge punch out there as the bases remain loaded with 2 away now.
First baseman, Nolan Arenado.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Nolan Arenado is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1.
Getting that first pitch strike is really important when you're dealing with the bases loaded behind you. Good job to give himself the advantage there. He put himself in a good position, jumping ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. Now we'll see if he can finish it off.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. And he comes back to...
I would say that is pretty clutch by Hershiser right there. Man, bases loaded, strikes out 2. Whew.
Low for ball 1. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. And here's a ball hit in the air. Perez has a play, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
That was a waste. All right, got to do better than that.
And standing in, the ever
I
dangerous Mike
don't know what his pitches are. I don't remember. I haven't faced this Hunter before. Let's see what he's got. I forget to do this sometimes. Okay, so 91 fastball, not great. So he's not going to blow you away. Slider, he's got a pretty good slider, changeup, and a curveball. Okay, 5 pitches, but really nothing higher than 92, which is really good, especially when you're on Hall of Fame setting.
And they won't get him to chase the curveball in the dirt that time, and it's 2-0 now.
Now with the 2-0 count and the power at the plate, it could be fireworks time. This is the kind of count he makes his money in.
Sitting 3-0 right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him turn him loose and give him the green light.
A strike, and it's 3-1.
Even though he let that one go, you know that's the kind of pitch he likes to take a big hack at. Not too many power hitters that don't like a stomach-high fastball, so he's probably not throwing that one again.
Batting third.
He's set. Here it comes. George Brett comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1.
Frozen with a high fastball there. We'll see if they try to climb the ladder even more.
Should have swung at that one.
In there, strike 2. Here's a little chopper up the middle.
That's double play.
Turner for 1. Return
Oh,
throw
yeah.
is in time. How
Close.
about that? They do turn 2, and it gets him. Stepping up now, Salvador Perez. He'll start things out in the top half of the second.
Salvador Perez.
Into the windup and the pitch. The cutter runs outside, ball 1. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Looks at a sinker on the outside corner. A swing and a miss at the good old Uncle Charlie. And Dan, that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.
Yeah, stuff. Stuff is obviously the important key to being dominant on the mound, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't have outstanding control to go along with it. But he does.
So you can see what I was saying about the cutter when he doesn't have men on base when he's pitching out of the windup. Oh boy, hung that one over. But I'm going to choose the cutter here. You can see that movement on the cutter. So it's a great pitch when there's nobody on base. You can really bury it in on left-handers. And this is really why Hershiser is my favorite pitcher, because he's so effective versus both lefties and righties, because he's got that sinker that goes hard in on righties and then that cutter that goes hard in on lefties, especially when there's nobody on base.
Ready now, Catfish Hunter. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. There's a sinker that didn't sink enough, just missed high. Tried to get the arms extended, but he couldn't. 1-1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch.
So if you are pitching and you find that you've got one of your pitches on the right-hand side, you see I've got my 5 pitches there, and I can see the confidence level in each one of them. I'm going to step off for a minute so you can see it again. So the confidence level for each one is the circle that goes around them. So if you find a pitch that you don't have great confidence with, you can use it against the pitcher and build the confidence up. So I threw him 2 curveballs there because my confidence level was low on the curveball, and I wanted to build it up just a little bit. And it's going against the pitcher is a really good. It's the best batter to try to build up the confidence on a pitch that you have low confidence on.
That's that controversial pitch right there. It's in the zone, should be called a strike by the book, but it's not a strike in baseball, not in the big leagues anyway.
3-0 now.
He walked the guy back in the first, and now he's looking like he might hand out another free pass to the leadoff guy here. You can't be walking a guy an inning and think you're going to have any success.
That's a pretty good break right there, breaking all the way across the zone. Now, it's a little dangerous. He gets to see that ball a long time. But, man, that's a nasty snapdragon hook right there.
Here's the second baseman, Jose Altuve.
Second baseman.
First pitch of the at-bat. A fastball right down the middle for a strike.
This is the situation where there's a lot of pressure on the infielders if the ball's put in play on the ground.
So when you're playing, you also want to know what the quirks are of your hitters. I'm not afraid to wait until 2 strikes with Altuve because he's got the unfazed quirk. So I know that. See how my PCI gets a lot bigger. As soon as I got 2 strikes, the PCI got bigger. Can I go? I'm gonna go. Go. But just one of those things to know. Kind of, you want to know what you have, what the attributes are of the player that you're playing with. And I know with Altuve, I can wait until there's 2 strikes, and actually my PCI gets bigger. Oh, is that gone? Off the foul pole. Man, that was a good pitch too.
He'll get to take his first cuts here. In tight with the curveball, backed up on him a little there, and it's ball 1.
Looked like he was trying to work in a front door curveball there, but it seemed like it popped out of his hand a little early, causing it to miss inside.
Fastball, not close, and he runs it to 2 balls and a strike. And here's a ball hit in the air. In there, a base hit. Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and 1 away. Fastball in there for a called strike. A 1 pitch on its way. And a curveball that started low and broke lower. Ball 1. Just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. High in the air out towards shallow right.
Just dropped the PCI at the last second there. I was waiting for it right there, and then just dropped it.
Oral Hershiser is at the plate, and he checks his swing for ball 1.
Well, I don't know how he missed that pitch. That ball's in the zone a long time, but he missed it. I guess that happens.
1-1. Back to him on the mound. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is returned.
All right, well, we got 2. That's good. He's a good player, so any type of lead that I can get is definitely needed.
Here in the third. Committed to that one a bit too soon as it locks him up for strike
So
1.
pretty soon, especially if you're facing somebody with Hershiser, and you continue to bury these these cutters inside, pretty soon they're going to lay off it. Now, he laid off it there. It just got lucky that it caught the corner. But as soon as they start laying off it, that's when you want to start going backdoor with the sinker. So you make that sinker look like it's going to be an inside cutter, and then it comes back in over the plate. So he laid off that sinker right there, so that's good. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to see if he lays off it again. And now what I could do is I could try to backdoor him with this cutter right here, although I don't think he's going to fall for that yet. I'm going to go with the changeup here. It was just a little bit too much off the plate. Right now, I feel like the outside sinker is the best pitch to try and get him looking. And that was a good pitch, and he fought it off. That was a tough pitch. So I'm going to try the inside sinker, see if I can get him swinging. There we go. We're going to go again with that cutter. It's so hard. Pretty soon, though, they're going to get frustrated, and Big and Ugly's going to get frustrated, and he's going to say, I'm going to lay off that cutter. And as soon as he does, at least consistently, that's when I'm going to try to go inside with that backdoor sinker. But until then, I'm going to keep pounding that cutter into lefties.
Riding in once again, Lou Brock. He'll get us going in the home half of inning number 3. And a curveball to begin the at-bat, 0-1. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Swing, and there it goes. Deep to left, no chance at bringing this one back. Gone to lead off the inning. Ready for another chance? Mike Trout reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And he bangs it into center field for a base hit. Digging in to try it again, George Brett, 0 for 1 here in the early going. Tough slider down low for a strike.
Matt, this could be a real special inning. They've already hit a home run here, and now the real power is starting to come to the plate. We might be in for a light show.
A fastball down near the shoe tops. 2-1.
You can really tell about how effective this guy's going to be when guys are swinging at that changeup. So far in this one, they've been real smart to let it go.
Oh, and this is low, and it won't be dug out, so he picked the right pitch to run on there, and he's in at second base with a stolen bag. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Griffey waits on it.
I'm going to test Griffey here. He's got a cannon. He's going to get me out. No, I can't go. Oh, man, I got him. He got me anyways. Oh. Don't run on Griffey. Just should have known. Should have learned my lesson. Griffey's just too good out there. Go. Ooh. Thought I got that.
And that ends the inning. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Ken Griffey Jr. comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. The windup and the 0-1. A swing and a miss on a ball that jammed him.
Tell you what, I'm already taking inventory in the 4th inning here, Matt. His secondary pitch has really been effective. He's used it well. He's getting a lot of good results from it. I just wanted to... Okay,
this is where I'm going to go with that cutter, try and get him, or that sinker, try to get him looking. Oh, he was waiting for it. Got lucky there. It wasn't a hanger. It was a good pitch, but did get lucky. He got good wood on it.
First pitch of the at-bat. Edgar Martinez comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0.
So while we're talking about Hershiser, at some point you're going to face him. So at some point in ranked seasons, most likely you're probably not going to face him in BR because somebody's probably not going to draft him. But if you do face him in ranked seasons, you really want to make your opponent take. Ooh, that should have been a strike. You really want to make your opponent take a lot of throw a lot of pitches. Because if they're like me, they're probably trying to get you to chase out of the zone, and he's got so much movement on his pitches that it's really tempting to chase out of the zone. Like right here, this one looks like it's a high fastball, just the type of pitch that I would like to hit until it just breaks in on the handle. You can't get anything to it. It's a routine ground out to shortstop, and the inning's over. So really take a lot of pitches when you're facing Hershiser. It'll frustrate your opponent, first of all, and it'll tire Hershiser down. It'll make him come into the zone. And once he has to come into the zone, he's not that hard to hit. His per nines are really not that great. What makes him so good, in my opinion, he's my favorite pitcher, is because of the movement he has that really fools other players.
Takes a look at one catching the outside corner.
That's evidence of a pitcher and catcher being totally in sync out there. That tells me they both know that's a good pitch for him right now.
Favorable call in there for a strike. Line to the right side. Now a reach, but this gets past him and right. And this
what happened there?
Around second
okay, we're going to test Griffey. I don't know what happened there.
And remember, he hit that 2-run homer his first time up. Too low with the curveball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Backdoor breaking ball just missed right there. It's such an effective pitch if you can hit the corner with it, but no dice this time. With the infield back and a runner at third.
A swing and a drive to center field. That one's got a chance. Griffey going back on it, and he makes the play, but this should extend their lead as the runner tags from third. Throw won't get him. Stepping into the box, Cal Ripken. Bases empty and 1 away following the sac fly. Up and in there with the first pitch fastball. It's ball 1. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. And a curveball that time that broke too low.
Here he is, falling behind, another hitter, 2-0 count. You continue to put him in hitters' counts, you're going to continue to get burned.
And this will be fouled away. Into the windup, here's the 2-1 pitch. And this one's going to bounce up to the plate. An easy take there, and it's 3-1 now. Due up next is Salvador Perez. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Griffey comes on now and makes the catch in shallow center for route number 2. Coming to the plate now, Salvador Perez. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. Smoked on the ground up the middle, and that finds its way through for a base hit. So he picks on the first pitch here and is able to extend the inning. Into the box now, Oral Hershiser. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Hit pretty well out to deep left field. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end. Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame.
Salvador Perez.
Just got a piece of it as it's fouled back. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Sinker stayed high but called for a strike.
This guy's one of the great pitchers in the game. When he's pitching from 0-2 counts, hitters don't have a chance.
And he misses there, 1-2. Popped in the air back behind short. Ripken is there for it, and that's the first out of the inning. Striding into the box, Didi Gregorius. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Started that swing a bit too early.
You know, Matt, he's having great success, but I can't say it's because of the first pitch strike. Now, that's over 60% of the time he's throwing that for a strike, but usually to have this kind of success, you would think the ratio would be much higher.
I got to say, his command of the corners in this start has been pretty exceptional. He's mixed east and west really well, and it's a big reason why he's had success.
And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2. Now he'll step off and rethink this. Into the windup and the pitch. Catfish Hunter is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off into the seats behind first.
Boy, Matt, he's in some kind of.
I think that's the second fastball that I've thrown with Hershiser. That's one thing to remember. When you're pitching with Hershiser, the fastball is basically a useless pitch. It's your R1 pitch, and you never need to use it. I hardly ever use it. Sometimes I will use it just to make it look like maybe I'm throwing a sinker, and just to get him thinking that I may throw that fastball every once in a while. But really, it's a pretty useless pitch. Just has no movement, and it's only 91 or 92 miles an hour. Doesn't do anything.
grounded to third. Oh, what a
Good
stop
play.
on the slide. He's up with it. The throw. Safe. That was a big-time stab. There was just too much speed getting down the line. Mike Trout is in for the third time here as he watches one that misses low. It's a ball and no strikes.
Now, that was a good pitch to lay off. When it starts on the outside half of the plate, that slider right there, you know it's going to continue to run off the plate.
Ready once again, George Brett. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. And a backhanded try into the hole that's short, but this gets on by. Brock rounds third and is digging for the plate. And the run will score all the way from first. Here's Carlos Beltran. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
I'm going to get my bullpen ready just in case I need to. I love this Nishak card like I talked about earlier, so I'm definitely going to use him at some point, and I can go multiple innings with him. Betances is good too. We're going to take just a quick break, and then maybe just a couple minutes, and then we'll be back in the game. All right, while we're waiting for him. Oh, he's back.
And that's right there, and
Good
we're even
pitch.
at 1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Looks at a curveball over the inside corner.
Well, that fooled him right there. Clearly, he was not sitting on that curveball.
There's a swing and a ball hit in the air, and a ball that he got every stitch of, as that one, without a doubt, is gone. Here's the second baseman, Jose Altuve. He tripled earlier, making him 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Watches a fastball right there for strike 1.
Man, he's flirting with danger. He gave up a home run on that very same pitch, and this time he comes right back with it in another dangerous location. He better be careful.
And that gets down and ought to be good for extra bases. And he'll reach second now with 1 away. Ready for another shot now. Pablo Sandoval. It was an RBI sac fly. Alex Colomé is going to take over here in inning number 5, so it'll be a bullpen game from here on out. Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. 1-1, here it comes.
Nice pitch.
He jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
By the way, that is a great pitch, that changeup that he just threw inside. When you've got somebody, an opponent who has a pretty quick bat, and they're trying to hit that high fastball, if you throw the changeup just inside, it's a extremely difficult pitch to lay off. It's hard for me to lay off, at least, and he got me with it, and he got me with that curveball right there. That's a good pitching sequence right there.
Cal Ripken stands in for the third time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Hit hard up the middle.
Oh, Griffey's going to get him. Oh, he got a bad jump.
Altuve is on his way home. The runner from second crosses the plate. Digging in and looking for more, Salvador Perez trying to keep things going now with a runner at first following the RBI single.
Nice play.
Toward third. Throw in time for the third out, but it certainly took a while. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Lou Brock. He'll try and do what he can to work toward cutting into this big deficit. And now a swing and a miss, and that's what you call establishing the inside part of the plate. It's strike one. Here's a blooper out toward left center. Brock's coming in. He tracks it down. A nice running play, and there's one away. Digging in to try it again, Justin Turner. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. And he takes ball one. Bases are empty, one man out. And they won't get him to chase the curveball in the dirt that time, and it's 2-0 now. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate.
Also, another thing with Hershiser that kind of a rule of thumb for me, I don't ever throw a cutter, or very rarely will I throw the cutter to a right-handed batter. For some reason, I think it's just because of the way that the cutter moves. It moves away from the right-handed batter, and it just seems to find the barrels more often than not. So if they're just early on it, or if they're reaching for it as a right-handed hitter, and then that cutter moves away from them, it just goes right onto the barrel, and I just have given up some huge home runs with that cutter to right-handers. So that's a pitch that I'll usually stay away from. Doing a good job of being patient here.
Now a swing, and he just fouls this one away.
I'm going to go inside cutter, or inside sinker, try to freeze him. No, just missed it.
And this one misses inside a ball. He walked him, and they've got themselves a two-out base runner. Here comes the first pitch.
That was a hanger.
And a base hit there as Junior's aboard.
Oh, come on.
So now they'll have two men in scoring position following the two-out double. Digging in once again, Edgar Martinez. 0 for 2 here to start the afternoon.
All right, we're going to try to get out of the inning here, but I may have to bring in Nishek pretty soon.
Definitely went around. That's strike one.
It's a good pitch. There we go.
Out towards short right field. Altuve is there, and he puts this one away for the third out. So a great job there of working. Ready for another shot now. Oral Hershiser. 0 for 2 on his line thus far.
Catcher, Oral Hershiser.
Lifted in the air out towards left center. Chasing after it is Brock. He gets there and makes the play for the first out. Ready once again, Lou Brock. He homered earlier and is 2 for 3 to this point. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield. And he's in there safely. He's got a double. So stepping in, Mike Trout, a hit in 2 official trips to the plate to this point in the ballgame. Ball one. 1-0 pitch on the way. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
We are now watching him put on a clinic.
Meanwhile here, this ball's given a pretty good ride out to deep left field. And that is going to clear the wall. A home run.
Oh, man, I didn't know that was going to happen. Well, that's a bummer. Kind of wish we could finish that game out. But, hey, thanks, guys, for watching this. Really appreciate it. I just ended up having a really hot bat today. I pitched really well with Hershiser, and I think it was just kind of the fact that he got catfish, which is not really a great pitcher. I mean, that's kind of where the luck comes into it. I was thrilled to get Hershiser. If I would have gotten Saberhagen or somebody else, it would have been just a completely different game. But because I had Hirsch, and he's just got such good movement on his pitches. He's so hard to hit, especially on Hall of Fame setting. Now, if you're finding that you're playing most of your ranked seasons on All-Star, then I would consider maybe not using Hershiser as one of your starters. You might want to go with guys that have higher velocity, Syndergaard. Maybe if you have one of the Nolan Ryans on All-Star might be a little bit better. But when you're on Hall of Fame, which is going to be at the Championship Series or the World Series levels in ranked seasons, the PCI is much smaller, and it's just so hard to hit a guy like Hershiser with the type of movement he has. Kluber's another guy that has pretty good movement. Arrieta's got some decent movement as well. So, anyways, just something to keep in mind when you guys are filling out your squads. So thanks to Big and Ugly. I appreciate him getting in on this Dad Bod Gaming Challenge. This was the Ice Water Challenge where we had clutch ratings for hitters had to be 94 or higher, and the clutch ratings for pitchers had to be 69 or lower. And we see that once there was some men on base for his team, that became kind of problematic, and that's really where the clutch comes in for a pitcher. I don't think the clutch has a whole lot to do before there's men on base, but as soon as the men get on base, then that clutch attribute really kicks in. Anyways, so thanks to Big and Ugly, that's his screen name, and appreciate him for being a part of this challenge, and thanks everyone for watching this one. We are going to go ahead and disconnect. Guys, appreciate you watching.